This is the Commodities, Scrap Metal Recycling, and Economic Report, August 28, 2023. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose slightly to 1.756 million tons on good exports and steady U.S. demand. WTI crude oil price fell to $80.21 a barrel as Iranian exports hit a 4.5-year high and U.S. production was high as well. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 512, the lowest in about 18 months on higher productivity per well and concerns over slowing demand. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose to 12.7 million barrels per day, the highest in about 3 years. This was on good U.S. oil exports as the U.S. is gaining global market share of oil. Scrap steel number one HMS price was steady at $330 a gross ton, with no clear direction for prices for next month. Hot rolled coil steel price fell to $36.65 a hundredweight, which is $7.33 a ton, on slow demand as the global economy slows. Copper price rose to $3.77 a pound on China's stimulus measures. Note that China consumes about 50% of global copper. Aluminum price also rose to 98 cents a pound, which is $21.43 a metric ton, on good supply and Chinese stimulus. U.S. Federal Reserve speech by Jerome Powell. Key points were inflation is too high and economic growth is accelerating, which is inflationary. Consumer spending is robust, but there is a softening of the labor market. Also, he said we need below-trend growth to cool inflation, and he's ready to increase interest rates if he needs to. U.S. July durable goods orders plummeted 5.2% versus June, the sharpest decline since COVID started. There was a huge 14.3% drop in transportation equipment, mostly made up of aircraft. Excluding aircraft, orders were actually up a little bit, 0.5%. U.S. August U of M Consumer Sentiment Index was revised lower to 69.5 as current conditions were viewed as lower. Also, inflation expectations for the year ahead were raised to 3.5% from 3%. Existing July home sales fell 2.2% to 4.0 million annualized on higher mortgage rates and limited inventory. The average price was up at $406,700, which was 1.9% from last year. Note the Federal Reserve likes slower sales to reduce inflation. Now, U.S. July sales of new family homes rose 4.4% to 714,000 annualized, and an average price of $513,000 versus $564,000 last year. The Federal Reserve is concerned that the rise in sales volume of homes is inflationary. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 154 points to 34,501 despite positive economic data. That was mixed with the higher interest rate comments by the Federal Reserve. A huge issue now is how serious will China's slowdown affect the global economy. Roll-off trailer parts and roll-off truck parts for sale at Ben Lee. That's for Ben Lee products, Galbraith, Galfab, American Roll-Off, Palfinger, and Dragon roll-off trailers, and more. Pioneer, Rollright Tarp Systems, Donovan, U.S. Tarp, and more. This report is brought to you by Ben Lee Roll-Off Trailers, Gondola Trailers, Lugger Trucks, and Roll-Off Truck Parts. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.